the operation and maintenance of the plants, because UP is in a position where there are lots of opportunities to tap and operationalization of all these plants. And majority of the plants have been built out of AMRUT fund. Today we have PK Srivastava sir, who is additional mission director, and who will be moderating and giving his messages to all of us on operationalization of the plants. Sir, आपका स्वागत है वेबिनार में, और आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं सर। ये हरी, आप इसको स्क्रीन हटा लो।
Thank you, Subrata.
Sir, welcome, sir. Can you hear us?
Thank you, CSC, for giving me this
Sir,
opportunity.
you are on mute, sir.
So you are audible. Please continue.
Okay. तो देखिए, ऑलरेडी जो इस जो वेबिनार की जो पृष्ठभूमि है, बैकग्राउंड है, उसके बारे में सुब्रतो ने बता ही दिया है। और हमारा जो मुख्य उद्देश्य है कि जो FSTPs बन गए हैं या बिल्कुल बनने के नज़दीक हैं, कंप्लीट होने के, उनको ऑपरेशनल करना है, जो कि सबसे पहला और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट काम है। क्योंकि फिजिकली तो बन गया है, वो तैयार हो गया है, अभी वो जल निगम ने बनाया है, जो जल निगम के जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हैं उन्होंने तैयार किया है, उसको जो भी लोग जुड़े हैं ULB के लोग, उनसे मेरा अनुरोध है कि वो जल निगम जो भी उसके रिक्वायर्ड टेस्टिंग वगैरह हों वो करा लें, और टेस्टिंग करा के उसको हैंडओवर ले लें। और जो इसमें 2-3 चीज़ें कई बार कही गई हैं, हमने भी कई बार यहाँ पत्र के माध्यम से आप लोगों को सेंसिटाइज करने का प्रयास किया है कि कोई भी FSTP हो या को ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट है, जब तक उसमें सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी में फीकल स्लज नहीं पहुंचेगा, तब तक वो ऑपरेशनल प्रॉपर नहीं हो पाएगा। तो हमारा पहला उद्देश्य है कि जहां जहां हमारे पूरे हो गए हैं, उसमें ये ULB को इंश्योर करना है, सुनिश्चित करना है कि वहां पे सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी में फीकल स्लज पहुंचे। और सफिशिएंट क्वांटिटी में फीकल स्लज पहुंचने के लिए ये आवश्यक है कि आप जो भी लोग वहाँ पे उस शहर में, उस निकाय में जो भी ये ऑपरेटर हैं जो फीकल स्लज को कलेक्ट करते हैं और कहीं जाकर डिस्पोज ऑफ कर देते हैं, ट्रेडिशनली उनको आप चिन्हित कर लीजिए, उनको आइडेंटिफाई कर लीजिए, और उनको अपने उसमें रजिस्टर करके उनकी एक मीटिंग कर लीजिए कि भाई अब आप जो पहले भी आपकी जो भी प्रैक्टिस रही हो कि आप कभी कहीं वाटर बॉडी में, कहीं खुले नाले में, कहीं ओपन लैंड में आप इसको डिस्पोज ऑफ कर देते थे, ये बिल्कुल स्ट्रिक्टली प्रोहिबिटेड है। NGT के बहुत सख्त नियम है इसमें कि वाटर बॉडी को किसी भी तरीके से पोल्यूट नहीं करना है, और इस पे बहुत तगड़े जुर्माने हैं। बहुत सारे EOs के ऊपर जुर्माने लग चुके हैं, नगर आयुक्तों के ऊपर लगे हुए हैं। तो अब वो उसका रिपीटेशन नहीं होना चाहिए। जब एक ऑलरेडी एक अच्छी सुविधा अमृत योजना के तहत मिल गई है या नमामि गंगे योजना के तहत ये क्रिएट हो गई है, तो हमें थोड़ा सा प्रयास करके इसको ऑपरेशनलाइज करना है। इसमें सबसे बड़ा फायदा ULB का ये है कि इसका जो ऑपरेशन और मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट वो STP की तुलना में बहुत कम है। क्योंकि आप लोगों को प्रॉब्लम ये रहती है कि साहब STP में बिजली का बिल बहुत अधिक है, उसका ऑपरेशन मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट इतनी अधिक है कि वो ULB के लिए बेयर कर पाना पॉसिबल नहीं है। तो उस लिहाज से FSTP आपके लिए बिल्कुल वरदान है, और FSTP जो बन गई है उसको आप थोड़ा सा प्रयास करके इसमें देखिए, जो भी लोग ट्रेडिशनली ये जो स्लज ऑपरेटर है, जो स्लज कलेक्ट करने वाले, वो कोई ना कोई फीस वो घर वालों से लेते रहे हैं, कहीं 2000, कहीं 1500, कहीं 2500। तो इसमें यूजर चार्ज कोई इशू नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी लोगों को देने की हैबिट है। सेप्टिक टैंक लोग साफ कराते हैं, पैसा देते हैं। आपको करना क्या है कि एक शेड्यूल बनाना है डिस्लजिंग का, कि ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि लोग 10-10 साल के इंटरवल पे लोग साफ कराएं। उसका आप अपने ULB में कोई बाय लॉज बना लीजिए कि 4 साल पे, 3 साल पे, आइडियली तो 3 साल पे उसको एक बार सेप्टिक टैंक को एम्प्टाइड कराना बहुत जरूरी है। वो हाइजीन के भी पर्पज से बहुत आवश्यक है। तो अगर ये आपने प्रैक्टिस वहां शुरू करा दी, तो लोगों का जो फीकल स्लज है वो आसानी से आपके जो प्लांट वहां पे FSTP हो या को ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट है, वहां आने लगेगा। और यूजर चार्ज के लिए आप लोग एक मीटिंग कर लीजिए। और इस प्लांट को शुरू करने के लिए मेरा सुझाव ये है कि जल निगम और जिस जल निगम के कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने बनाया है उनको भी आप जोड़ लीजिए उनके साथ। और जो ये डिस्लजिंग ऑपरेटर है जो टैंकर लेके चलते हैं और घर घर से डिस्लज करते हैं, जो जो आपका सेप्टिक टैंक से जो फीका स्लज है, उनके साथ, इन सब के साथ एक ज्वाइंट मीटिंग कर लें और एक स्ट्रेटजी तय कर लें, ताकि हमारा बहुत जल्दी से जल्दी, क्योंकि देखिए इलेक्शन अब खत्म हो गए हैं, अब सारा फोकस इन्हीं सब पे आने वाला है। अब आपके यहाँ शपथ ग्रहण हो चुका है लोकल बॉडीज में, और अब अगले महीने से इस पे शासन स्तर से इस पे अधिकारियों का भ्रमण शुरू हो जाएगा। और आपको पता है स्वच्छ सर्वेक्षण भी शुरू हो गया है। स्वच्छ सर्वेक्षण में भी इस पर नंबर है, जो ऑन साइट सैनिटेशन वाले पे काफी ठीक ठाक नंबर है। तो इसमें आप लोग प्रोएक्टिव रोल प्ले करिए, और जिस भी तरीके की मदद आपको अमृत के स्टेट मिशन डायरेक्टर से चाहिए, मुझसे चाहिए या सीएससी से चाहिए, वो सभी लोग तैयार हैं आपको मदद करने के लिए। आपको किसी भी तरीके से आपको चाहे बाय लॉ तैयार करने में कोई आपको मदद चाहिए या कोई टेक्निकल इशू हो, तो वी आर हियर टू सपोर्ट यू। बट प्रोएक्टिव रोल आपको करना है, इनिशिएट आपको करना है, और आपकी जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट होगी इस एफएसटीपी को जल्दी से जल्दी शुरू कराने में, हम हमेशा इसके लिए तत्पर हैं, और पूरी सीएससी की टीम तत्पर है। तो मुझे लगता है कि जो ओपनिंग रिमार्क के रूप में मुझे इतनी बातें कहनी थी। अगर कोई बात मुझसे छूट गई हो तो मैं सुब्रतों से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो इस पे हमारा ध्यान आकर्षित कर सकते हैं।
Thank you, sir. For all the audience who do not understand Hindi, for them to update that UP 38 plants are now in a phase for in a stage for accepting sludge and to start operationalization of the plants. Now, from majority of the plants have been built out of the AMRUT program. Now, what sir is saying that proper dumping of the sludge in the proper designated place is important, and also now, I mean, before the plant has come up, people are already habituated of paying 1,500, 1,000 or 2,000 rupees as dislodging fee. Now, since that habit is already there, we should encash it. And also from the city level, we should regularizing dislodging practices by preparation of a dislodging plan and ensuring, I mean, having also through registration of all the private players who are helping the cities for years in providing dislodging services, to register them, and also to influence them that the sludge only goes to the plants only, and the sludge is not dumped here and there in the open field, drain or water bodies, because already there are NGT strict norms, and for which many of the ULBs are already paying heavy fines. This should not continue, and because we already have that provision of proper treatment of fecal sludges. And also there are Jal Nigam engineers. Jal Nigam is also implementing agency. Jal Nigam and ULB and private desludgers should have immediate meeting for streamlining the dislodging services, because major problem at the city level is to ensure that dislodging happens at its, and the plant is operational at the optimum level. And also UP has 762 towns. All the towns are varied. Out of that, 60 are AMRUT towns. And majority towns are small and medium size towns, and the pattern of dislodging services, the model, financial model and operational model may change from one city to another city, and so, and the cities are open to accept models whatever suits them. Now, also he said that now the municipal election is over, the focus will be on sustaining the effort we have already, the UP government has already put in. This is one of the important things. And also now the regular visit to the plants will start from the department and also by CSC officials who are supporting the department for a couple of years now. And also the cities are supposed to prepare their bylaws, FSSM bylaws, and CSC along with the department will provide all necessary support to the ULBs. If the ULBs require any support, they can reach out to the AMRUT, and AMRUT program, the department will provide all necessary support. That's what sir has said, because sir, I have reiterated this in English because there are a couple of comments coming because some of the audience do not understand Hindi. So that's why I've reiterated this. Our major purpose of this, focus of this webinar is that ULB is representative to join this webinar. So that's why, and in UP, Hindi is the best speak language. That's why sir has told in Hindi. So with that, sir, would you be able to remain present in the webinar, or will you be able to moderate, or will continue it?
No, I am here. I am still connected.
Okay.
I will be connected, and you can continue your webinar.
Okay. Okay.
Whenever I will be required, I will be.
Okay. So I have prepared quick 2-3 slides. I can present that, and then our other panelists, one is Harsh, who will be presenting Bijnor learnings. Hari will be presenting the learning from Jhansi municipality, and Manish will be presenting learning from Chunar ULB. So all these presentations are lined up, and we have selected 3 cities because the pattern, desludging services pattern, the financial model in Jhansi, Bijnor, and Chunar are different. So we want to bring these experiences here, and so that all other medium, small, big cities can learn from the various models we are being operated here. So I'll be sharing quick 2-3 slides just to set the context of this meeting. Please let me know the slides are visible. Okay. Slides are not moving. Okay, so I can quickly tell you, not visible. Yes, I can understand. So quickly tell you, because my slides are not visible because of technical glitches. Certainly. You can share it. Just a sec, please. It's next. So we have 762 ULBs. The data, the number of cities are continuously changing in UP. So now currently we have 762 ULBs in UP, and 67.9% population dependent on non-sewer sanitation systems. And 31 cities out of 762 have sewage treatment plants. And this is briefly, this is the scenario of the UP. And the journey of UP stands like this. And 2016, UP prepared state annual action plan for AMRUT. And in 2018, first FSTP in UP commissioned in Jhansi. And this is financed by Jhansi Nagar Nigam. And in 2019, first AMRUT funded FSTP in UP came up, which is in Unnao city. And 2022, Chunar FSTP plant and Bijnor co-treatment plant commissioned. And in 2023, 27 FSTPs and 9 co-treatment plants are completed and ready to operate. This is now under SBM, 299 city sanitation action plans have been approved under SBM. So lots of FSSM plants are supposed to come. So this is UP, and this is number of total FSTPs are 40 and total co-treatment plants are 22. This is the state of the FSSM plants in UP. Now, handover is an important aspect because AMRUT only funds for the CapEx and limited period of OpEx. Once this OpEx period is over, the plant is supposed to be handed over to the ULBs. Now, handover status, we have an issue here because lots of cities are expecting guidance from the state, and state is supposed to provide necessary guidance and checklist how to take this handover. Because AMRUT provides funds to the Jal Nigam. Jal Nigam provides the construction through engagement of contractor. And once this plant is built, this and operational for a certain time, this is supposed to be handed over to the ULBs. Now ULBs have to take care of the entire operation and maintenance of the plants. So this is the situation. Out of 37 FSTPs, 3 have been handed over. So this is January 2023 data. In between, some handover might have taken, and out of the co-treatment, 1 co-treatment has been handed over. Next. Now, distance, the plants have come up at various parts of the cities, at various distance. So in less than 10-kilometer distance, there are 11 FSTPs and 6 co-treatment plants. In between 10 to 15-kilometer distance, there are 23 FSTPs and 11 co-treatment plants. And there are 5 FSTPs and 4 co-treatment plants, which the distance of which is between 15 to 20 kilometers. So this is creating a problem. The long distance of the plant from the city is creating a problem because the private desludgers are not willing to take the sludge from the household to the long distanced plants. This is another problem. And for all these cities which are within 15 to 20 kilometers distance, 5 FSTPs and 4 co-treatment plus need to take special care. And we need to understand what the cities are doing there, how this can be managed. Next. And approach road is an also important part because we understand that all weather road is important to take the sludge to the FSTPs. So there are small stretches, maybe 500 meter, maybe 1 kilometer road that is yet to be built up. So what we have found that there are good condition road in 18 FSTPs and 13 co-treatment plants, which is 31 plants. So 31 out of 62 is 50% plants. So in the 50% of plants, we have good condition road, but rest 50% of plants need to have good condition approach road so that we can ensure that the sludge reaches, the vehicle reaches to the plant uninterruptedly and smoothly. Next. Now, status of sludge load, what we have understood that no sludge is being received in 10 FSTPs and 5 co-treatment plants. Recently, the situation may change. And inadequate sludge, which is inadequate sludge means if the sludge amount of sludge is less than 50% of the capacity of the plant capacity, then we have termed it as inadequate sludge, which is 16 plants are receiving inadequate sludge, and sufficient sludge is coming in 3 FSTPs and 1 co-treatment plant. So that's why we were saying that sludge is the major challenge. And for bringing sludge to the plant, one is distance, which we cannot change, distance of the plant from the city, but we can create conducive environment by taking care of the approach road condition. Next. Now for the sustainability of the plants. So what are the things that is important for the cities? So whether we have city level committees, because in UP we say that the entire administration is heavily dependent on the executive officer of the city or commissioner of the city, whether we can create a committee at the city level, which will help in all sanitation related activities and also FSSM related activities. Many of the cities do not have bylaws. So FSSM bylaws creates a regulatory framework at the city level. Whether and how this is helping in 3 cities, Bijnor, Jhansi and Chunar, we can understand that. And also what can be done to ensure that the adequate sludge comes to the plant? What are the various desludging models in towns? Some of the towns have private desludgers only. Some of the towns have only government desludging machinery. And some of the towns have both private and government desludging machineries. So how a model can be created? And who will be paying for this? Whether government will be paying to the private desludgers, or household would be directly paying to the private desludgers. What is the model? And how citizen can be engaged with the FSSM project? What is the importance for that? Because much of our effort goes into creation of the infrastructure, but many times we forget creation of a conducive environment, engaging the citizen in the process. And also, what are the operation and maintenance mechanism to be established at the plant level? So, and financial model, because from AMRUT OPEX, financial support will not come. Then how much fund to be allocated for operation and maintenance of the plants, and also operation and maintenance of the desludging services? So these are the big questions that we want to understand. And for that, we have 3 presentations lined up from Bijnor, Jhansi, and Chunar. So, sir, we have done the context setting part, and I am requesting Harsh to make his first presentation from Bijnor.
Hi everyone, I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yeah, sure. Harsh.
So, hi everyone, I'm Harsh Yadva. I'm an employee of Center for Science and Environment, and I'm located in a city called Bijnor in the West Uttar Pradesh. The city is a small city which is very close to Ganga River. So today I'll be sharing an experience of Bijnor city in engaging in dealing with the fecal sludge and septage management. The idea was to implement fecal sludge and septage management in the vision of implementation of city sanitation plan, which was prepared by CAC and endorsed by the Nagarpalika Parishad. So in my presentation, I'll be telling you the sitting profile, what were the infrastructure which was created to treat fecal sludge and septage management, how interventions were done on the various aspects of sanitation value chain, that is containment, emptying, transport, and treatment. And then what was the basic things which were done to create an environment that can support the smoothing of the practice of fecal sludge and septage management. And then why these ledgers are important, what roles they are doing in the particular chain in the fecal in the sanitation value chain, and what are the current operational challenges at the moment in the plant, or or what are the remedies which have been, or rectification things which we have done in the city to work to improvise on that. So the city is 12 kilometers west from River Ganga, and it's around 336 meters above sea level. The city achieved ODF ranking, ODF status in 2018, then ODF plus status in 2020, and ODF plus in 2021. The city has a 24 MLD sewage treatment plant based on anaerobic upflow sequential batch reactor, and then it is receiving around 20 to 22 MLD of sewage, municipal sewage at the moment. And on the premises of the 24 MLD STP, there is a 20 KLD co-treatment unit, which is receiving around 6 to 10 kiloliters of fecal sludge every day at the moment. The city's population, according to 2011 census, it's around 93,000, but now it has been raised as the city has increased its boundaries. It has gone into Seema Vistar in 2020. So the city has, according to 2011, the current population is around 178,000. But if it's estimated in the right way, it's around it's over 2 lakh something. The area has been increased from 3.6 square kilometer to 11.61 square kilometers. around 25,000 households are present in the total area which has been expanded. Average household size has been seen as 5 persons per household. If talking about the treatment infrastructure, we have this co-treatment unit, which I've already told you. It was constructed in 2022 and commissioned in 2022. The total cost occurred in the expenditure was around 41 to 42 lakhs. It is the first plant which was completely funded by Namami Gange to showcase how co-treatment can be done. The executing agency was the Uttar Pradesh Project Corporation Limited, and technical support was provided by Center for Science and Environment. So this is the map of Bijnor city, and you can see the core area is the light yellow color. It's the previous area in which before 2020. After 2020, the nearby 11 to 13 villages were added into the city. The population has been increased almost doubled. The population has been almost doubled, and the size has been increased from almost increased to its 3 times. So to cater this need, the need of treatment of incoming fecal sludge and septage, that was a necessity, as most of the city was dependent on on-site sanitation systems. Even though the presence of 24 MLD sewage treatment plant was there, but there was no household connections present in the city. You can see the location of the STP. It's around 1.5 to 2 kilometers from the city boundaries in a village nearby. So the process for treatment of fecal sludge at the moment, which has been introduced on the premises of sewage treatment plant, is in this particular way. We have introduced the homogenization tank here, and then fecal sludge is decanted at a screen chamber, from where the fecal sludge is transferred to homogenization tank, where it is stored for 24 hours. Retention time of 24 hours, and then it is transferred to sludge drying bed. Basic principle is that it is allowed for solid and liquid separation. In the solid and liquid separation is happening at the sludge drying bed area. So 3 things which we have to notice about this: the introduction of new units in the vision of co-treatment was done of screen chamber, homogenization tank, and the solar roof part of the sludge drying bed. Rest all the units were already present in the STP. Hence, we have cut the cost over here. So these are the screen chambers, and this is the homogenization tank. You can see there is a roof over the sludge drying bed. It is also part of the co-treatment. This is the major place where solid liquid separation is happening, and then we have this the liquid getting treated into the 24 MLD STP, and the solid part is dried, and drying part is expedited with the help of this roof here. So if we talk about the environment, how we created things, how things happened in a smooth way, or what were the challenges. There are a few things which I would like to tell you. One was the city sanitation task force, which we created in 2018 in Bijnor city. That is a common point where all the discussions regarding the city sanitation, regarding the fecal sludge septage management were put on and explained, or any issues and challenges which were coming in, they were all put in this city sanitation task force meetings. This is a multi-stakeholder and multi-sectoral body, including members of the urban local body, members of the other stakeholders, for example, desludging people who were involved in the desludging part, other sanitation activists, news agencies. All these were brought into on a same platform to discuss about this issue of management of fecal sludge and septage. Engagement of desludgers was very important, as they were acting as a backbone of all this particular thing called fecal sludge management. If desludgers are not there, there will be no linking between what's happening between the infrastructure and what's happening in the city. So they were the carriers of the fecal sludge. As they are the carriers of the fecal sludge, the city should be aware of what's happening with it, what are their needs and what's happening with them. So there were some agreements which were done by Bijnor Nagarpalika Parishad, and also to encourage them, some incentivization was also done. Other was the capacity building of urban local body. The staff of Bijnor Nagarpalika Parishad and the sanitation worker of Bijnor Nagarpalika Parishad were trained on different aspects of fecal sludge and septage management from time to time with the help of Center for Science and Environment's expertise. And citizen engagement were done in different ways. For example, campaign of Malasur was created in the city and explained what is Malasur. Then other aspects like creation of regulatory framework. For example, how this fecal sludge management, why is it important? Why a person need to abide with the rules? What rules should be there? All these were put into the fecal sludge and septage management bylaws and put into the council, which were passed, and then a gazette notification was done. All these things were done to create an environment in the city so that smooth fecal sludge and septage management is going on in the city. So these are some of the photos of the different meetings and capacity building programs which we have done for smoothing the process of FSSM in the city. These were the agreements which were done with the private desludgers. Agreements are important because we need to understand what are the needs of private desludgers, how they are being challenged in different areas. Earlier, regulation is very important because earlier they were not recognized by the urban local body. Earlier they were not also, they were working in bits and parts in a secret way. And also the taboo related to fecal sludge management, that it's not a good thing. It's people have certain habit not to talk about this. So these people were discarded. But in the end, we need to understand that they are serving for the city. They are taking the shit out of the tanks and bringing it to throwing it, discharging it somewhere. But though it was not regularized, though there was not infrastructure present, but still they were providing the service to the households. So पहली चीज जो हम सबने करने की कोशिश करी थी वो ये थी कि कैसे इन सारे जो प्राइवेट डीस्लेजर्स हैं, जो डीस्लेजर्स हैं, उनको कैसे एक तरीके से एक जगह पे लाया जा सके और उनके संग कुछ एग्रीमेंट्स बनाए सके, कैसे कि क्या फीस रखनी चाहिए, क्या डीस्लेजिंग की सही फीस होनी चाहिए जिससे उनको आने जाने में दिक्कत ना हो या फिर उनको घाटा भी ना हो और ऐसा भी ना हो कि वो जो यूजर है वो टैंक खाली कराने के लिए रेडी ना हो। और कैसे हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा निजी सेफ्टी टैंक सफाई कर्मियों को अपनी अर्बन लोकल बॉडी के अंदर उनको बुला सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए नगर पालिका परिषद बिजनौर ने एक रैपिड रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंप का भी कोशिश करी थी सन 2021 में, जिसमें हमारे पास 5 डीस्लेजर्स से 8 डीस्लेजर्स हो गए थे अंत में। ये इसलिए हो पाए क्योंकि हम लोगों ने इस तरीके से इसको एडवर्टाइज करा गया था कि भाई आप अभी रजिस्ट्रेशन 2000 रुपीज में कर रहे हैं, तो लेटर अगर आप रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंप के अंदर आएंगे तो आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस इसकी कम रहेगी। तो ये कुछ चीजें थी ताकि उनको एक इंपॉर्टेंस मिल सके और वो अपने आप को म्युनिसिपैलिटी से या निकाय से जुड़ता हुआ महसूस करें। फिर नगर पालिका ने और भी क्या चीजें सीएससी के सहयोग से क्या करा कि सभी डीएसएलएस के जो टैंक्स हैं उनको आप देख सकते हैं अलग अलग जगह पे मलस्व की चित्रों से उनको रंगा दिया और उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन के टाइम पे पीपी किट्स भी प्रदान करी। पीपी किट्स से उनको फायदा हुआ कि भाई सेफ्टी की एक चीज होती है जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो उनको महसूस हुआ कि पालिका से जुड़ने में उन्हीं का फायदा है और वो पालिका के लिए काम कर रहे हैं और शहर के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। फिर प्राइवेट लोगों की और क्या दिक्कतें आती थी, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि कई बार पुलिस उनको तंग करती थी इधर उधर घूमने में, है ना। तो ये सब चीजों को पे यूएलबी ने आके काम करना शुरू करा एंड दे स्टार्टेड helping them that these people are registered now, they have a license and they are doing the right work, they are not doing the wrong work. And you can see the images of the license which were created to help them in the vision of regularization of these sledges. So they act as a all this was done to ensure that fecal sludge जो खाली होता है सेप्टिक टैंक वो मल कीचड़ प्लांट तक पहुंचे, वो फीकल जो कोटेड में प्लांट हमने क्रिएट करा है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करा है, वहां तक पहुंचे। और हमने तरह तरह से उनका उनका उनसे जो अर्ली एंगेजमेंट हुआ था, मतलब हमने स्टार्टिंग में ही उनसे एंगेजमेंट करना शुरू कर दिया था, उनको जानना शुरू कर दिया था, जिससे एक फायदा ये हुआ कि जब प्लांट बन भी रहा था तो उसकी किसी डिजाइनिंग में, या फिर जो जहाँ स्क्रीन चैम्बर है वो कितना ऊंचा होना चाहिए, नीचा होना चाहिए, उसमें भी हमारी हेल्प हेल्प हुई थी, जिससे हमें काफी फायदा हुआ था प्लांट को सही तरीके से रखना शुरू करने में। और सिर्फ यही नहीं, उनको अलग अलग तरीके से हम लोगों ने ट्रेनिंग देने की कोशिश करी, कैसे क्या तरीका होना चाहिए एक सेप्टिक टैंक को खाली करने का, क्या किस तरीके के उपकरण उनको पहनने चाहिए, इन चीजों को।
Harsh, may I request you to speak in English as well, because
Sure,
some
sure.
of the audience do not understand you.
Yeah. In the before slide, I was telling you all that these were the things which were done to streamline the private players in the in this fecal septage management. How these people can be brought into the regular works of urban local body. This was emphasized, and how they can help in smooth designing of the plant, designing come implementation of the construction work. So for example, we invited few desludging tankers to while construction of the screen chamber, so that the height of the point hole where they put the septage is kind of decided, so that all the private desludgers can put the decant the fecal sludge in a smooth way. Other than this, we also introduced them to the different training modules on safe emptying transport of fecal sludge. In these trainings, we help them to tell the importance of wearing personal protective equipments, what hazards can fecal sludge pose to their bodies, and how they can they could be accidents in when it's mismanaged. So these two trainings were done in Ghaziabad and Lucknow in different different times. For one was done in 2019, another was done in 2022. So the idea was to train these people, these private players on this, and the other thing which we did was we also trained the local masons, because we are seeing fecal sludge septage management as a chain: containment, emptying, transport, treatment, disposal, and reuse. So if the containments are also not constructed in a right way, then we are not getting a right product. What is desired out of them. So we also trained the local masons to understand how ideally we can design a septic tank, how ideally we can try and design a twin pit. And later this containment, you can see in the above pictures, the construction was done by these masons only, by live example. And later this site is renovated and used as a training center for this, not training center, but just a area to showcase to the local citizens and to the person who is going for a new house or new building. They can take an example from here and take the legal the standard codes of construction of the septic tanks. Then other component which was very important was this bylaws. So how, that's what I told them in the earlier, that these components were worked on. So we can see on these are the soft components which we worked on, was fecal sludge and septage management bylaws for Bijnor city. In this case, the bylaws were framed and drafted with the help of Center for Science and Environment, and Nagarpalika Parishad Bijnor introduced these bylaws into the council and approved it in 2021. But good thing which happened was in 2022, when these bylaws got the gazette notification, and it was done in June 2022. Bijnor city was the first city in state of Uttar Pradesh who took this step and brought it into the gazette notification of the Uttar Pradesh. But the work does not complete only by doing these soft aspects, only by regularizing the private desludging. We also need fecal sludge. We need more and more fecal sludge. Currently the plant is running on the demand. So how do we monitor, how do we make them feel that they are doing the good work? So Bijnor Nagar Palika Parishad came with an scheme called incentive scheme for desludging. The more you desludge, the more will be the reward you'll get. So in this case, what executive officer of Bijnor Nagar Palika Parishad told to these private players that bring more and more sludge to the treatment plant, and you will be rewarded in every 3 months or 3 or 2.5 months. So this scheme was really helpful in starting the plant and starting the work there. So these were some aspects on the desludgers. Now what is needed for the plant to run it in a smooth way? One is take the handover as soon as possible. Take the ownership of the plant, because this plant is helpful to you at your city. So Bijnor Nagar Palika Parishad did no delay. As soon as the plant was ready, they proactively worked with Center for Science and Environment to understand what were the basic challenges when we are operating, when we are dealing with fecal sludge, and understood the dynamics of the plants, and took the handover in 2022, just in 2 months of the 1.5 months of the plant, when the plant was ready. Now, if we want to understand that what is the cost which we are incurring, which is incurred during the operation and management. This is co-treatment, 20 KLD per day. In this, we have the screen chambers, we have this homogenization tank, we have sludge drying bed. So basic things which includes is the cleaning of the steel screens which are installed at the plant, and then maintaining a record register. You can see the record register, and transfer of fecal sludge septage from homogenization tank to the sludge drying bed. This is the basic operation part. So Bijnor Nagar Palika Parishad employed a new worker to do all these tasks, and currently he is responsible for regular cleaning of the premises, regular cleaning of the these screen chambers, and then transfer of the homogenized fecal septage to the sludge drying plant in an interval of 24 hours. Basic retention time is 24 hours. The other part that involves is the reuse part, which how this dried fecal sludge, you can see on the right side, can be transferred to the in the best way how we can reuse it. So this includes some extra costs. So one cost is for the salary of the worker, which is working regularly at the plant, and other is the periodical thing which happens once in a month when the drying beds are emptied and cleaned. So labor from the sanitation workers, group of sanitation workers employed by the urban local body only, come to remove the fecal sludge from the bed and take it to the Gaushala. There is a place where they are mixing this dried sludge to the manure created in the Gaushala. So almost 500 per load it is being taken on the trolley, and then around the salary of the worker, that is 10K per month around. This is what is the average cost which are being incurred. So these were few things which I wanted to explain you around on the operation and cost and maintenance. Basic learnings which we have understood during the implementation of the plant, that we need to ensure that we need to ensure that while we are doing FSSM, we need to ensure that as soon as possible it should be done. That is maximum safe management of fecal sludge and septage. We need to start it as soon as possible. So for that, we need to do handover as soon as possible and start working with, okay, the sludge anything emptied from the septic or a pit, it is reaching to the treatment plant. Then regularization engagement with the private desludgers. We should also start as soon as possible. As you can see from the example of Bijnor, it was done. It was done from the very early stages. So it is very important. So early engagement also brings understanding and trust between the city officials. Since Bijnor Nagar Palika Parishad had started very early to deal with the desludgers, they have a good fine tune between them. Once they give a call to them, and everybody is there, and in the meeting is present, they are present. So it helps them.
Harsh, may I please request you to finish this presentation in next.
Please. So these were few things which I wanted to tell you, and then last we have just recently achieved one thing, that there was recognition done by Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin Rajasthan, who came as to give an exposure visit to our plant and appreciated the works being done. So These are few photos of the plant. Thank you. Any questions?
We'll take the questions later, Harsh. Thank you
Okay,
very
sure,
much
sure.
for
Thank
sharing
you.
your learnings from Bijnor. Now I would like to request Hari Prakash from CSC to present the learnings from Jhansi. Over to you, Hari.
And Shubhita, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
So, till now, Harsh has explained how we have operationalized co-treatment plant in Bijnor. So now we'll see in a similar manner how we will, Jhansi has operationalized septage management in their town. So Jhansi is one of the biggest town in the southern UP area, which is situated near Pahuj and Betwa River. So Jhansi lies in the Bundelkhand region, which is dominated by the mountains and hilly areas. So because of that, the laying of underground sewage network becomes very difficult. So it's not like it's not possible, but it is very difficult. The cost will be again becomes 2 times. It will be very time taking. So that's why the Jhansi started exploring what are the other options for the liquid waste management in the city. So Jhansi was dominated by the septic tanks, which are designed very oversized. Emptying cycle was very high, 5 years, 10 years, and even 15 years in few cases. So if you see till 2018, the septage which is being emptied from these septic tanks is being discharged into Pahuj River, which eventually reach Ganga through Yamuna River. So again, water pollution and contamination of the major river of the India. On the right side, we can see the population, which is Jhansi is the medium town city with a population of around 6.6 lakhs. Jhansi has a very good property collection rate, which is 90% and pretty high in Uttar Pradesh. So in search of exploring the suitable options for the medium town city like Jhansi, what they can do. So they started exploring for the septage management. So they started with the visits on different FSTPs constructed in India like Devanahalli and other places. And they started, so Jhansi was the first city in UP to draft the bylaws in 2017. And with that, they started the construction of 6 KLD fecal sludge treatment plant, which is being funded by 14 Finance Commission fund given by the central government. So that plant, the construction of plant took around 6 months, and it was ready by 2018 and became operational. So Jhansi Nagar Nigam operated this plant with the help of private operator for the period of 3 years, and then after running it for 3 years, they further expanded in 2021 by the another capacity of 12 KLD. So earlier the capacity was 6 KLD in 2017, and by 2021 another 12 KLD capacity was added, making it 18 KLD fecal sludge treatment plant. So again, running it for the 2 years, another fecal sludge treatment plant was constructed under AMRUT mission, which is of 32 KLD. So if you see Jhansi has taken a very unique case or unique approach, we can say incremental approach, where they have, instead of directly constructing a very big FSTP of say 50 or 100 KLD capacity or 32 KLD capacity, they started with a smaller capacity. They tried, they experimented it. They learned how they can manage the desludging services within for that 6 KLD plant. Then they further expanded, and then later again expanded it to the 32 KLD. So, and they also gazetted the bylaws to further streamline the process in 2023. So it is a very unique case in case of Uttar Pradesh, and I think in India also, where the incremental approach has been taken up. So this is the picture of the treatment plant. So on the right side near the truck, you can see the 6 boxes are being there. So this is the old 6 KLD plant, and on the left side the 12 boxes are there, which is being later added in 2021. It works on the nature-based system completely. So as you can see, first it's being collected from the households, being transported to the fecal sludge treatment plant and disposed, discharged into the plant and drying beds. So from there, the liquid retains, solid retains in the PDB, and the liquid goes into the DWATs for further treatment, and followed by the plant and cavern filter, and at the end to polishing pond for the removal of pathogens. So, and the solids from the plant and drying bed is being removed from 1.5 years as per the requirement. So they focused on nature-based system, which requires low operation and maintenance, low requirements of electricity, and the plant also has like solar panel system. So in short, we can say the plant uses completely zero electricity in that aspect for the treatment of septage. So now we will go deeper into the desludging services, which is the most critical aspect in septage management. So how Jhansi has operationalized it. So Jhansi practices demand-based desludging, and Jhansi doesn't have any private operator. So although in UP, very few cities will have this case, like Sitapur also doesn't have any private operator. So it might vary city to city. So till 2015, the desludging services were provided by the government because of the absence of private operator. And to further to provide a better services, the desludging services were contracted out to the one single private operator in 2015. So private operator, which is Purna Pro Enviro, provides these desludging services within the city through vehicles of 6 KL and 2 KL capacity. The vehicles were owned by the government, but it is operated and maintained by the private operator. So since the completion of FSTP in 2018, all septage which is being emptied from the septic tank is being discharged into the treatment plant. The same private operator which provides service for the desludging services also operates and maintains the fecal sludge treatment plant, which is 6+12 KLD treatment plant. Like also I mentioned, in 2023, another 32 KLD plant was constructed, and with that, 2 more vehicles were added in the Jal Nigam for providing the desludging services. So if we see how, if as any individual or households wants to apply for the services or want to empty these septic tanks, what is the process? So there are 2 processes mainly. So either they can call on a toll-free number 14420, or they can directly come to the municipal corporation office. There's already a separate office for the septic tank cleaning services, and it is being very much highlighted through boards and everything. So from there, if the user goes to the office at the municipal corporation, so they have to fill up a form, which is a very simple form, just to get the idea of what is the size of septic tank, to get the idea how many trips it will be needed, and what is if the household or the house is in a narrow lane. So what is the distance of it from the main road? Main road means where the vehicle of means 12 to 15 feet wide road where the vehicle can go. So, so the government vehicle the existing vehicles can serve in a narrow stretch of up to 100 feet. If the distance is more than 100 to 150 feet, the current system cannot serve those areas. So these details is being asked in this form. And further, as everything goes right, and means the household within the reach of the vehicle, so they fill up this slip, and this slip is being provided to the households and also to the truck operator where to provide the service. So these are the 2 vehicles, the 2 KL vehicles and the 6 KL vehicles. The charges for the 2 KL vehicle is 1,500 rupees, sorry. And the charges for the 6 KL vehicle is 3,000 rupees. Further, as we move in the desludging operation, the record keeping of desludging services becomes very important. So the private operator which provides the services within the municipal corporation area also provides this monthly summary kind of sheet every month at the end of month to the corporation, giving the idea of how many septic tanks were being emptied, the public tanks and also the government septic tanks. If you see for the month of February, the public tank emptied was 72 trips, and the revenue generated from them is 1.74 lakhs. And the service provided to the government septic tanks were 25 trips, and the revenue generated is 0 rupees. So 0 rupees will go further, go deeper into that in a while. So if you see in the slides, the utilization rate, current utilization rate of the plant is 93%, which is pretty high, at least in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So further, to maximize this utilization rate to 100, and the Jhansi Municipal Corporation is continuously engaging with the citizens through Jan Sabha, through focus group discussions, through public rallies, through signboards, to aware them about the regular desludging. What are the benefits or what the harms it could lead to in groundwater contamination, all those things. So that citizens were being aware about all those aspects through regular IC campaigns. So as so this was more of the emptying and collection part. So after emptying, the septage is being transported to the fecal system treatment plant, which is operated by the same private operator. So at the plant, there are 6 staff members, and the operation and maintenance is being done by the private operator, but it is being supervision by the Jhansi Nagar Nigam. And there's a designated officer for that, which is zonal sanitary officer, which looks after all the operation and maintenance of the fecal system treatment plant. And they also do the periodic testing of the treated products, all the treated water and the biosolids which they are generating, if it is meeting at the given criteria by the CPCP, or where is the lag, how they can improve. So all the operation and maintenance cost of desludging services is being generated by the private operator through desludging fees. And the operation and maintenance cost of the fecal treatment plant is completely borne by the municipal corporation. The treated products generated from the fecal treatment plants, the biosolids part. So the biosolids, recently, the corporation has installed a crusher machine so to convert the biosolids in a fine powder form, and for that also they use a solar panel generated electricity, and they have partnered with a local NGO for the reuse of biosolids in the gardening areas at the rate of, and the biosolids is being sold at the rate of 32 paisa per kg. The treated water which is being generated from the plant is being reused in the cleaning of roads through mechanical vehicles and the gardening of the parks of municipal corporation. So if you see, be it reuse of treated water or reuse in the parks or the desludging services, the higher utilization rate of the plant. So all these is being possible because a lot of efforts from the municipal corporation and the engagement with the ULB with the citizens, but also because they were very crucial, and the plant location was very strategically located. So it is within the reach of a city. If the plant would have been at a very distance of 15 to 20 kilometers from the city, then it would have been very difficult to make this sludge being reached at the plant, or reuse of the treated water for the road cleaning within the city, getting water again in the city. So all those aspects are very crucial while we are planning stage itself. So till now we have seen how the user interface of this is in the city, and how emptying and transport is being managed, about the treatment part, and also about the reuse of the treated products, be it biosolids or the treated water. Now we will take a quick look on the financial model on how it works within the city between different stakeholders. So desludging services and the fecal treatment plant operation maintenance is being provided by the one private operator, which is Purna Pro Enviro Private Limited. And they also sell the compost generated from the plant. The desludging services is being completely funded from the desludging fees generated from the fees generated from the emptying of septic tanks of property owners or users. And the operation and maintenance cost of the treatment plant is being funded through the municipal corporation. And the cost, which is like around 6.2 lakhs per month, it is completely comes from the municipal corporation's own fund, not from like any grants or SFCs or CFCs. It comes from the municipal corporation's own fund. So like you mentioned in the first slide itself, I mentioned that Jhansi has a very good property tax collection rate. So Jhansi has been able to done this because they have a better institutional mechanism at the city level itself. And also it is being partly funded from the revenue generated from the from the sale of compost. So like I mentioned, the revenue generated from the emptying of septage from the government institution was zero. So actually that cost is being compensated from the cost which is provided for the operation and maintenance cost of the plant. So Jhansi Municipal Corporation provides 4.62 lakhs per month to the private operator for O&M of FSTPs, but part of it also goes to compensate the desludging services provided to the government institutions. So the desludging of government institutions is indirectly borne by the municipal corporation itself. So this is how the service and the financial flows within the city of Jhansi. So having done all these things, still there are challenges and way forward in the Jhansi. Like I mentioned, current desludging fees in the Jhansi is around 3,000 for the 6 KL and 1,500 for the 2 KL vehicle, which is actually very high for the, if you see, for the low income communities or the urban poor. Jhansi is working on that aspect of affordable desludging fees, how they can have a differential fees, differential aspect, or how they can subsidize it, maybe charging it a bit higher to the commercial areas, be it hotels or the commercial complexes, and making it a bit lower for the urban poor populations. So they are working on that aspect. Secondly, so currently they can serve on the congested area of till the distance of 100 to 150 feet. So they are like on the right-hand side, you can see there are streets of narrow streets. So around 20 to 35% of the area in Jhansi lies within the congested area. So they are also working on that aspect. So they are actually researching on that, how they can develop a smaller vehicle. And they're also exploring the possibility of shallow sewers, which is very unique as of now in case of Uttar Pradesh. So recently in 2023, another plant of 32 KLD FSTPs has also come up under AMRUT missions. So currently the sludge is not, the plant is not receiving that much sludge it is being designed to. So the corporation is as of now focusing on community and public, regular emptying from the community and public toilets, institutional buildings. So there are, like in most of the cities, there are government housing colonies. So Jhansi Corporation is focusing on all three, particularly on these three aspects. So how through them, how they can maximize the incoming of sludge, the 32 KLD plant, being regular IC campaigns being remained. And they have also signed the MOUs from the nearby ULBs within the reach of like 20 to 30 kilometers. So they are also accepting the septage from the nearby ULBs without any additional charges. This is just a glimpse of like the achievements. So they have been given the Best Innovation Awards in Social Survection in 2019, and also they have achieved the 3rd position in 2018 ODF++ also. So Jhansi has been emerged as a learning model in the Uttar Pradesh, and many senior officials like capacity building workshop, exposure visits from Terry, NIUA, RSBS. So many people, officials are coming in to Jhansi to learn from them how they have operationalized the septage management in that medium term. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hari. Thank you for sharing learning and experiences from Jhansi. Let me invite Manish Mishra, who will be sharing learning from Chunar ULB. Over to you, Manish.
Thank you, Subrat sir. I hope I am audible. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to tell about Chunar project and learnings. So first of all, this time is about to lunch. So I want to say in advance thank you all the participants for going to listen me patiently. Yes, yes. I hope it is visible. My screen is visible.
Yes. Yes, Manish, visible.
So first of all, I will cover some points in this presentation, like introduction of Chunar city. Introduction of Chunar city. What is the what was the financial model in Chunar project? Information about FSTP fecal sludge and septage treatment plant Chunar, and learning from Chunar project. What are the future challenges? What will be the future challenges and next step plans? So Chunar is a small city in Mirzapur town. The area is 14 square kilometer, and total number of wards is 25.
So, Manish, sorry to disturb you. Your slides are not visible somehow. Can you just, it has come?
Yeah, it's visible.
Is visible? Anyway, my screen is not visible. Okay, you can please continue.
Thank you, sir. So, in continuation of the introduction of Chunar, Chunar is a Ganga town. Till December 2019, all the discharged fecal sludge usually goes to Ganga River, as usual in other cities or in water bodies. After the interventions like trenching and FSTP in Chunar, the discharged fecal sludge now goes to the treatment facility. In Chunar, there is no off-site sanitation system. Uh, in continuation of introduction, the Chunar. Chunar is a Ganga town. Chunar is a Ganga town. Till December 2019, all the fecal sludge, disludged fecal sludge, usually goes to Ganga River, like in other towns or in water bodies in Chunar. After the interventions like trenching and FSTP in Chunar, the disludged fecal sludge now goes to fecal treatment facility. In Chunar, there is no off-site sanitation system. That is, there is no any sewer network. In Chunar is 100% dependent on on-site sanitation system like septic tank, fully lined tank, twin pits, etc. Slide show. Sorry. In this slide, I'm going to talk about Chunar's journey in fecal sludge and septage management. CSC started interventions since 2017. In 2017, CSC visited Chunar and collected the fecal sludge and septage the samples for lab testing suggested for FSTP in Chunar. After that, many meetings were happened there and decisions taken. Finally, in 2019, the FSTP was started. Construction of FSTP was started. In 2020, CSC along with Chunar Nagarpalika Parishad started trenching site for safe disposal till the FSTP started.
जो दिखा है कि इधर दिखेगा ठीक है
Sorry for the technical glitches. In 2020, CSC along with Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar started trenching site for safe disposal of fecal sludge until the fecal sludge treatment plant started. In 2021, construction have been completed and executed soft commissioning. A 3D model was prepared by CSC and given to the Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar for IEC purpose and for making people understand the fecal sludge treatment plant. And in 2021, CSC also conducted a household survey throughout the Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar boundary. In 2020, official commissioning have been done. Operation and maintenance of plant started. A small vacuum tanker was also purchased by Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar to cover narrow lanes. Then in latest 2023, Honorable Mr. Swatantra Dev Singh, Minister of Jal Shakti, has inaugurated the fecal sludge treatment plant in Chunar. Now, till now, 5.6 million liters of fecal sludge have been treated at FSTP Chunar. This slide is about sheet flow diagram, the monitoring tool. In 2017, we have prepared sheet flow diagram in 2017, 20 and 22. So you can see the changes in red and green lines, which are unsafe and safe management of fecal sludge. Now the financial model in Chunar is the Chunar FSTP is first fully funded FSTP by NMCG. Ganga Pollution Control Unit, Jal Nigam Varanasi is the implementation unit, and CSC is knowledge partner in this project. So the whole amount from NMCG goes to two body. First is UP Jal Nigam for construction and operation and maintenance of plant, which will go further to the contractor, LFO Biotech Private Limited. And the other amount is goes to Nagarpalika Parishad for enabling environment, making enabling environment. like the salary of sanitation workers, fuel of 1000 liter tanker, and IEC and capacity building. So this is the fecal sludge treatment plant. This is a picture taken by drone during the construction. Now, in Chunar fecal sludge treatment plant, modules are screen chamber, planted drying bed, integrated settler and anaerobic filter, planted gravel filter, dual media, and activated carbon filter. Then we use UV disinfection for further treatment, for tertiary treatment. You can see the some modules here: a screen chamber, planted drying bed. We are using Canna lily plant in this planted gravel planted drying bed. This is integrated settler and anaerobic filter, ISAF and PGF. This last picture is activated carbon filter and dual media filter. So for making enabling environment in Chunar for implementation of fecal sludge and septage treatment plant, we have done various IC program in Chunar. You can see we have conducted IEC program in a school and plant premises, and we have used to auto branding posters of Malasur. We have pasted in all auto for public awareness. We have also conducted a signature campaign for making understand the public, local people, and make them sensitive about fecal sludge and septage management in Chunar. We have also conducted exposure visits of UP Jal Nigam and ULP officials for making them about fecal sludge management in their towns. And regularly we will conduct exposure visits. For masons, as my colleague Harsh already told about masons training, we have conducted masons training in Chunar also. We have constituted a sanitation cell which is dedicatedly work for fecal sludge and septage management in Chunar. So when we talk about desludging activity in Chunar till 2020, the government desludging fee was rupees 3,000, which is very high for the Chunar people. However, private operators were desludging at 1,800 rupees only. So till 2020, Chunar people used to call private desludgers for emptying their tanks. But in 2019, after sensitization of Nagarpalika Parishad, in 2019, Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar reduced the desludging fee to rupees 500, which was remarkable. And in Chunar, private desludgers stopped to provide desludging services. Sanitation cell regularly making calls to household for desludging septic tanks, and also motivate the household owner for regular and emptying of their septic tank. And NPP, Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar, has 2 vacuum tankers. One is of 3.5 kiloliter capacity and other is 1 kiloliter capacity. So this 3.5 kiloliter capacity is a big one, which will not cover the narrow lanes. For that, to cover narrow lanes, Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar have purchased 1 kiloliter capacity vacuum tanker. This is the desludging fee receipt for making people know about Malasur, we are using a sticker of Malasur campaign backside to the fee receipt. Now, I am talking about operation and maintenance of fecal sludge treatment plant Chunar. Okay. At the plant, this checklist is given to the plant operator so that he makes ensure when and how the modules will maintained. A regular cleaning of planted drying beds and planted gravel filter and all the motors and equipments at the FSTP. There is a checklist for maintenance of plant. This is the picture of record maintaining at at FSTP. CSE lab also conducted sampling from of fecal sludge and septage from FSTP and nearby rivers for river health study. Learnings from Chunar project is contextual design of plant is crucial. Like we have to ensure which type of technology will suit the individual city. Maintaining of quality of construction is crucial for sustainability of the plant. Trenching is an interim solution is effective. Multi-stakeholder collaboration is very important. Citizen engagement is very important for implementation of fecal sludge treatment, fecal sludge management throughout the city. Training of local masons, contractor, UP Jal Nigam, engineers, Nagarpalika officials. Future challenges as we thinking about like coverage of sanitation services to the most excluded and marginalized society, sustaining functioning of FSTP. Like we have to work on increasing the frequency of desludging operations, containment structure, ensuring water at the plant for operation and maintenance. Now, for sustaining the operations at FSTP, we have to strengthen institutional and regulatory frameworks. We have to do capacity building and citizen engagement. We have to do trainings for individuals like UP Jal Nigam engineers and Nagarpalika Parishad officials. The way forward and the next step plan of Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar will be all the household in Chunar have been surveyed by CSE, and now with the technical help of CSE, Nagarpalika Parishad Chunar will also get GIS mapping of city done, which will be helpful in timely evacuation of septic tank, that is regular desludging or scheduled desludging. A gazetification of fecal sludge and septage management bylaws will be done in next month. Plan ahead for inclusive sanitation across the city to showcase it as a pioneer model city for other Ganga basin cities to implement technical, economic, and social aspects of fecal sludge management interventions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manish. And thank you, Harsh and Hari as well. So we can go for discussion. Because of paucity of time, we can keep a couple of questions from the audience. If audience has question, please, you can write in the chat box or question answers part also. Or you can raise your hand as well. Bardhan Mehrotra has asked whether there has been any real-time monitoring system for the desludging services. So currently in UP, there is no real-time monitoring system available for the cities. So I can see.
Okay, so 2% have raised their hand from the name of Uttar Pradesh UPB. If you want to unmute yourself and or you want to put it in our chat box.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please come in.
So there's a question by Digvijay that does the solar roof has solar panels? I mean, are we use solar panels? So Digvijay, we are not using solar panels. Actually, we call it solar roof because we have put it to ensure that there is some expedition in the time of the normal time taken to dry the fecal sludge, the separated solid liquid separated fecal sludge. And then it's very similar to what we create in a area of like greenhouse. Also, then you are saying that the sides of the place are not covered. That was put into in that way because the experiment was the to understand that if this will want to cut the cost, the one was to cut the cost, and if this will not work, then will in the other time, I mean in the coming future, we can also introduce the sidebars for this. So currently it's working fine as sludge is not coming in a very high frequency. It's almost 10 KLD per day at the moment. Hi Digvijay, I hope I have answered your question.
So there's also a question on who's tracking the whole process then, and is there any plan for the real-time system? So currently the tracking system is based on the paper-based, it's mostly. So like I've shown, while the users or the household register the request at the corporation, so they get a receipt for the emptying of septic tanks. And the further it is being tracked down at the fecal system treatment plant. So one, it is being issued from the corporation to the operator and to the households also. And then further, the operator has to empty it and note it down at the treatment plant. So it is being monitored through that process. There's also a question on powdered biosolids used. So the practice which Jhansi is doing it as of now, they're using in the dividers, the planters and the dividers, and they haven't seen any adverse effect on that. But yes, there's a need of further research on that can be used in the agriculture or not, and the crop also should be the edible crop or non-edible crops. So all those research is being done. Although there are very good examples from the southern India where the treated and both untreated wastewater is being reused for the non-edible crops in the agriculture.
Hi Digvijay. So just to answer what he's saying, there are like 3 reports which we have published recently. One is Biznor, one is Jhansi, and one is Chunar. I'll just share you the link on the chat.
So if there is no further question, can we close the discussion? Tell me, Hari. Oh, you're replying, Chair. Okay.
Sir, any remarks?
So there has been one question from Gautam Mahato. Is there any effluent quality testing done? If yes, then is it meeting the NGT standard? So CSE has been. Hari, want to respond? So CSE, Center for Science and Environment, has been doing testing regularly of many plants, not only in UP, in other states also. And they have recently, we have recently come up with the publication. The detail of the quality standard of the effluents is available in the study report. This is available in the CSE website. You are requested to kindly check the report. Mr. Vikesh Agarwal has asked, can you throw some light on how you built a dashboard for the FSSM chain, if any? How much automation of process helped in enhancing the efficiency of the FSSM chain? So to answer the first question, I would say that if you are asking about the dashboard, software, desktop-based dashboard, then our answer is no, we have not done anything like that. And next question is how much automation of process helped in enhancing the efficiency of the FSSM chain. So may I request Hari to respond to that question? So Vikash Agarwal asking how much automation of process helped in enhancing the efficiency of the FSSM chain. And the question is available in the question and answer section. The second question.
So currently we don't have any dashboard like you have mentioned for the FSM chain, at least in Jhansi, Bijnor and Uchinani. So, and automation, there's definitely automation will help. And we are exploring that opportunity within the state. So like I mentioned, currently the tracking of desludging services is being monitored through chain of multiple receipts. Like it is being further, first it is being given by from the corporation to the users and to the also the operator. And then further it is tracked down at the treatment plant, whether it is being disposed of or not. So definitely, yes. This monitoring process, at least for the for this, definitely automation will help to beat any app-based or any dashboard system. We are exploring that options to scale up at this state level.
The next question coming from Gautam Mahato is asking if there is any FSTP constructed in UP using SBMU 2.0 funds. Mr. Mahato, currently no. The plans are being prepared. Currently, all the plants that have been built in UP are under AMRUT, NMCG, and ULB's own fund. Avish Hapra is asking, don't you think this can a big flaw in the system? Don't you think there should be a digital system for the same? So Hari is answering that.
So like I already mentioned, like, so I think, so it's all very at the started stage itself, like, yes, automation or the digital thing is required, but we need to also streamline the things on the ground. Definitely it will further strengthen the monitoring aspect, the data collection, analysis, all those things. But so first we need to aware all the be it private operators, citizens about the service, what we are going to do. So that thing has already happened in the city, the mechanism or mode we can say it has, the city has, but we are exploring the possibility of further strengthening the tracking of desludging services through be it app-based, GPS-based system. GPS is also one of the options, but I would say UP we have also seen a lot of flaws in the GPS tracking all the mechanisms, the wrong happening. But all those things, how we can further improvise on that. So GPS is being used in the SWM aspect for the monitoring of tracking of those SWM vehicles. But there are loopholes. We are working on that, how we can further strengthen on that and implement it on the FSM aspect.
The next question is from Sir Augustine Sena. He is asking whether evaporation of digested fecal sludge be considered an effective treatment. Harsh, can you please answer this question? I can see you're already answering.
Yeah, the evaporation, that's good. That was the question. So that's what I'm saying, that only evaporation is not possible. Actually, the fecal sludge, if it's in a place where there is a high water table area, then it can contaminate the groundwater also. And the liquid part is already very toxic, we can say. So in Bisnor case, what we are doing, we are treating the liquid part in the normal module of the sewage treatment plant. So simply drying is not recommended. We need to see the context also. So there are two hands which are raised.
Can we?
Hello.
Yeah.
So my question is related to the gender. First, wonderful work done by the CSC team, and I would like to ask that sanitation or desludging activities, which has been done by our community since ages, but it affects gender differently if a male works in the desludging sector or a female. So is CSC including this component in the work, or have you analyzed this, or are you planning to do it in the future? I would like to know more on that.
Can I request Hari to respond to
So in Subrata, in his presentation, he mentioned around 62 plants as of now they are ready. 35 of them are just being inaugurated few months back, and Jhansi, Chunar, Bisnor are operational since few years as in learning examples. So we see the momentum is, as of now, it's there, and we are further expanding it to make it more inclusive with the gender needs. So like giving a very small example also, like you mentioned about the request for the desludging services. So if any women or any even the children, any old age people wants to request for the septic tank emptying from their household itself, they can simply register it by simply calling it on 14420 centralized number within the city. So although small components we are trying to add within that systems, and Odisha is also a very good example of plant operation maintenance, the involvement of SHGs. So we are also exploring that opportunity, how we can, so Jhansi, I'll again give the example of Jhansi itself. So the private operators of Jhansi fecal treatment plant is also in discussion with few SHGs working within the Jhansi. So how they can involve them for the operation maintenance of the plant, because it's completely nature-based system, and there's no very skilled or technical person is required for these maintenance within the local level. So all those small components we are trying to add within the existing systems to make it more inclusive in the service delivery.
All right. So can I add something?
Sure, please add.
So also we are also in the phase of developing the centralized model fecal septage management bylaws for Uttar Pradesh. In that we have tried to make it as inclusive as possible. So if you put the clause everywhere, we have tried to put it like not only men can do the work, this work. Female, other genders can also work. So this is the thing which I wanted to add.
And what about the wages? Because Harsh,
Yeah.
on a field, on our activity, and if I remember correctly, we heard this point कि अगर एक women जो what do we say sludge को लेके जाती है, fecal waste को लेके जाती है, she just get very less wage as compared to the male counterpart.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
will there be any difference in that, or it will be taken care of?
it will be taken care of for sure. Also, if I say that, I mean, this practice of, if you remember when there was a practice of transfer of fecal sludge on the head. So
Yeah.
it has been seen very frequently in many places that in the remote, in the locations which are very congested, or which places where desludging vehicles cannot go, there is this still, the practice is still kind of prevalent. May it not be practiced in a very frequent way, but it is somewhere it is present. And many times it has been seen that it has been carried out by women, which are not even recognized by the local people. So this is a challenge, and this is a very sensitive issue also, but we are on it, and we are also suggested ways to curb it, not curb it, actually to eradicate it, and how we can bring women forward to match equally with the men. So this is which is in all in process. But since it is we are working in Uttar Pradesh, we have to be very patient with things.
Yes, I would request to whoever Abhi Chabra must be asking the question under Uttar Pradesh UPB. May I know your name, please? Okay, she is not there. Manish, in the meantime, you can share about the in general sanitation workers' experience in terms of pay package, pay terms.
Yes, sure. As in Chunar, Nagarpalika Parishad, there are female sanitation workers and male sanitation workers. Both category is getting same wages as of now. So for especially in fecal sludge and septage treatment in septage management in Chunar, there is no female sanitation worker. In general, they got same wages.
So I just want to comment on Vandana's question. So like two plants, the Subta which mentioned in his context setting slides, like few of them were working before, like Jhansi, Bijnor started working from since like 18 and onwards. 35 of them were inaugurated during the World Water Day, I guess, on 21st March 2023. And from that period also, like March to April, again, the remaining plants became, the construction was completed and they became operational. Although the inauguration is pending, but plants are receiving the sludge. I hope it is clear, Vandana, or do you have any further question on that?
So one thing I would like to request, Hari, there are two questions, and probably with this question, answering these questions, we can conclude. So one is Javed Saikia and also one is Prasenjit Pal. Both are related, I'm asking related to the reuse of the treated waste biosolids. So I would like to know how biosolids are used after co-composting, since it has high pathogen and helminth. Is it for use of non-consumable vegetables or consumable vegetables? This is another. And the related question probably being asked by Prasenjit Pal, he's asking, I want to understand the rules or policy or guidelines for making fertilizer from fecal sludge. So if you can quickly respond to this question, and then we can conclude this discussion.
Okay. So first question to Javed. So as of now, the Jhansi Nagar Nigam, the municipal corporation, is selling the compost, which is being only used for the gardens. along the planters in the dividers median, which is along the road. So it is not being used for any edible crops or edible plants, like you've mentioned, use of non-consumable vegetables or consumable vegetables. It is not being used directly on those kind of plants or trees as of now. The example I mentioned about southern India, that is also not that is also for the non-edible crops. They are using untreated and treated with sort of both. I hope it is clear as of now. So, like biosolid, it is not being used for any edible crops or plants directly. They are being used only for the garden planters, for like planters along the medians and roads, dividers. And second, the policy guidelines for fecal sludge. The compost which is being generated from the treatment plants, but the biosolids which is generated from the fecal sludge treatment plant has to meet currently, as per the guidelines, has to meet the criteria of FCO guidelines, Fertilizer Control Organization.
Meeting to Chabdi.
No. Yeah, it has to meet the FCO guidelines, or as per the SWM guidelines of 2016 for the compost. So these two are the guidelines as of now for the reuse of fecal sludge, the biosolids generated from the fecal sludge. But the guidelines as of now are very stringent, and we are working for researching on that, how we can for Class A solid biosolid standards. So how we can further contextualize it with the Indian context. So on that, CSC is also working, and many think tanks are also working with the national bodies like CPH and others. So these are broadly two guidelines. In short, I would answer. I hope, Sukta, that's.
Yes. Shukarna, are you there?
Yes, Subrata, tell me.
Can we take a picture of the participants all together?
Right. We'll just have to promote all of them as panelists. So it will take just a minute. We can all do it in a minute's time. Will that be okay?
Yeah, please. Because we have done all the question answer. If there is any further question in the meantime, in 1 minute, we can answer that. Otherwise, we would like to take a photograph of all of us. Can I request everyone to open their camera, please? Can I request everyone to please open your camera for 1 minute, please, so that we can take picture and close the discussion. Thank you for participating in the discussion. Vikas, good to see you, Vikas ji. You are on mute, Vikas ji.
Same here.
Yes. So, can someone take a screenshot, please?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all. See you again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.